cold, freezing, frigid, icy, bitter, overcast, cloudy, dreary, dull, gloomy, graybird, rain, drizzling, wet, damp, sleet, slush, snow, powder, pow, blower, cold smoke, heavy pow, sun-baked, mashed potatoes, spring in southwest Montana. And we enjoy all of these things usually within the same hour. You have no idea how stressful it is to plan an outdoor event in the spring in southwest Montana. And I am so grateful that all of you have taken some time to be with us today. And I am grateful for this weather. My name is Matt Kairos, and it's my honor to serve as MSU's Dean of Students. Today's event is being live streamed by our friends from Montana PBS, and that recording will be housed on the Dean of Students website. I want to welcome you to our event, where today we will remember and celebrate the students who are named on the memorial behind me. But before we do, let me take a moment to tell you about the history of the MSU Student Memorial. In 1990, the Associated Students of Montana State University allocated funds to create the MSU Student Memorial after the death of two students in Langford Hall. Since then, and with those two names, we have added 213 other students to the memorial. Since the beginning, it has been someone's responsibility to update the names on the memorial after the death of a student. Starting in 2010, that someone has been me. Every time we lose a student, it is tragic. Most of these students were in the dawn of their young adult lives. And in many ways, it has been a pleasure and a privilege for me to get to know the parents and the family members after their loss. It is a part of my role to help the families by withdrawing their student and helping them to retrieve the student's belongings. In the middle of that work, a part of my job is to notify the parents that their student, their name, will be forever memorialized on our student memorial. And in 2014, after learning about the student memorial, one of those parents, Kathy Thompson, had some kind but very direct feedback about the current state of the memorial. If memory serves, the conversation went like this. Matt, I thought you said that Carolyn's name would be put on the student memorial, but I've got to tell you, there is no student memorial. I cannot find it. Kathy, the student memorial is just west of the duck pond, and it was just there yesterday. I saw it. Matt, I cannot find it, and I'm at the duck pond, and there is no memorial in sight. Well, there was a reason why in 2014 Kathy could not find the memorial. You see, there used to be a large privacy wall surrounding the memorial, designed intentionally to increase our sense of privacy. There was no identifying sign at the time, and it was designed in a way to make sure that parents, family members, and others could find a moment of peace and quiet to remember their student. Kathy finally asked, after she found the memorial, she called me one more time, and she asked me this question. Help me understand why Carolyn's name was listed as her last name first and her first name last. I did not have a good answer for her. So with those questions in mind about our memorial, I started a conversation with our student government. In 2016, a number of students started dreaming up ideas. Should we remove the privacy wall? Should we add some seating? How about some trees and some landscaping? What about the last name, first name question? And in partnership over the years with MSU Facilities, the students started designing new ideas. It took 2 years to gather student feedback and to work with the university architect to redesign the entire site. And then we realized we're going to need some money to pay for this. So that journey's next stop was with Vice President Terry Least, who agreed to support the project. Our next stop was with President Cruzado, and she too agreed to get on board. ASMSU stepped up and used fees to fund the student project, and a very generous mom and dad agreed to pay for the remainder of the renovation. And then the pandemic hit, and our project was delayed. We finally broke ground in 2021, and we finished the majority of the updates in 2022. Just last month, we finally updated all the names. And yes, Kathy, your daughter's name is now listed with the appropriate first name and last name. Which brings us here today. What a wonderful way to bring our academic community together, to reflect on the students' names that are listed behind us, to celebrate those students and to remember them. To speak more about our event today, let me introduce you to Bailey Jones, our current ASMSU Vice President. Bailey started her journey at Montana State University 4 years ago, coming originally from Erie, Colorado. She'll graduate 2 weeks from today with a degree in psychology and sociology. During her time at MSU, she has been active in her sorority and our student government. She's deeply passionate about Montana State University and the mental well-being of our students. Let me bring you Bailey Jones.
Thank you, Dean Kairos, for the kindful introduction. My name is Bailey Jones, and I am a graduating senior here in a few short weeks. The Student Memorial is one of the most meaningful places on this campus for me, not just because of what it represents, but because of the role it's played in my own journey here at Montana State University. During my freshman year, I experienced something I would never expect. I lost my best friend. It was devastating and overwhelming. And in the midst of trying to figure out the college life, I was also trying to process the unimaginable loss. In those early days, when things felt heavy and confusing, I found myself right here where you are all sitting today. It became a place where I could just go and breathe. A place to grieve, to reflect, to talk to my friend in my own quiet way. There weren't any words for what I was feeling, but being at the memorial made space for that. It allowed me to feel connected, not only to them, but to the many other students who have played a role on this campus and whose presence is still felt even after they are gone. Over time, the Student Memorial has come to mean even more. It's a reminder that MSU isn't just a place to go study or to go to class. It's a place where community comes together and where people matter deeply, where lives are honored, both big and small ways. For me, the memorial represents love, remembrance, and the unbreakable bonds we form while we are here. It reminds us that every student has a story, and that even when someone's time at MSU is cut short, their impact always continues. We carry them with us in ways we live, we lead, we support, and the way we always carry each other around. That's why today means so much to me, because it's not just about remembering, it's about honoring. It's about coming together in love and community, and it's about keeping those we've lost forever close in our hearts. It's in spaces like we're in today that remind me of the values that have shaped this university: compassion, community, and deep commitment to every student's story. And those values don't just live in places, they live in people. I want to take a moment to share a bit about how this event has come to be. When I first sat down with President Cruzado and shared my proposal for the memorial event like this, something that would honor the lives of students we've lost, there was no hesitation. Before I could even finish my proposal, President Cruzado said, "Yes, let's do it. Let's plan this now." In that moment, I felt seen, not just as a student with an idea, but as someone carrying out the weight of personal loss that I knew so many others in the community had experienced. Her immediate support reminded me of the kind of leadership that truly listens and leads with heart. It was in that conversation that I realized this wasn't just my vision. It was something we all needed. And it's because of her belief in this importance of remembrance and in the power of students to shape this campus that today became a reality. There is no one who embodies this spirit more than President Waded Cruzado. Since 2010, she has led Montana State University's mission of education, research, and service. With her leadership, MSU has grown in ways that are both measurable and deeply meaningful. Record enrollments, groundbreaking research, campus groundbreakings, and transformative philanthropy. But all above, she has remained focused on what matters the most, and that's every student. President Cruzado understands the power of remembrance, of reflection, and of building a community that uplifts lives past life that passes through it. It is my great honor to welcome someone who has continued to shape the future of MSU while never losing sight on what matters most, its students. Please join me in welcoming President Cruzado.
Thank you, Bailey. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to your university, Montana State. I'd like to especially welcome the family members and friends of our memorialized students who are here with us today. Welcome. Thank you for your presence. We're truly honored to have you here with us. We have come together today for a public remembrance celebration. This is an opportunity for all of us in our Bobcat community to pay tribute to these students who have passed before their graduation from Montana State University. The students we remember today left us far too soon. But though they're gone, they're still loved and remembered. They were a source of light and still are. They were a source of talent and promise, and they were important members of our campus community and will always be. We wish we could have cheered their successes at MSU and beyond. We know they would have done extraordinary things with their lives. Later today, we will read each of their names. But I have a very special favor to ask for their families. Let's have just a minute. And then, if you could please, when I tell you, say their names out loud. Please speak their names. Thank you. One of the best moments of any university president is commencement day. When I walk in the field house and I see the family members, when we have about 8,000 people, and as I always say, all of them happy at the same time. When those students pass and walk across the stage and I have an opportunity to look at them in the eye and shake their hands and give them their diploma. There have been moments, however, when that doesn't happen. And depending on how far your student has been in their program of study, the university, with the concurrence with of the Faculty Senate, awards a posthumous degree. Those are the most difficult times of a university president, when instead of handing that diploma to the student, I hand it to a parent. And each and every time I have been able to give them a hug. And here's a reflection. Every time when I see that parent approach the stage, I think about their loss. But after that embrace, I think about a very different four-letter word that starts with L and continues with O. And it's not loss, but it's love. And that's what endures. Love endures forever. We think it's our loss. It's not. It's our love. Of course, we're deeply affected by a student's passing. That's why I'm so honored to be here with you today. This remembrance celebration is a chance to reflect on the impact these students have had on our lives. I invite you to do that for a moment. What are your memories of these students? How have these individuals touched your lives? This is also an opportunity for Montana State University community to affirm our commitment to providing access and opportunity to all students, no matter their backgrounds, their means, or their life path. Everyone is welcome here. Everyone is loved here. Finally, this remembrance celebration allows us to recognize that we are all Bobcats, always and forever. That we can find solace in community. That our bonds will always stretch beyond the boundaries of our campus. And as we have determined for this band that we now wear, once a Bobcat, always a Bobcat. Thank you again for your presence here today. I'm honored to spend this time with you, and I join you in celebrating and remembering our precious and beloved students. Thank you.
Thank you, President Cruzado. We will next have a musical performance from Lenny Trium, our incoming student body president. After the performance, we will welcome Aaron Pruitt and Christy the Wordsmith down to the memorial to read the names of all the students who are listed on the memorial today. You might recognize Aaron Pruitt and Christy's names. They are the same individuals who read the students' names at commencement. We found it appropriate to have them on site today to read the names of the students on the memorial.
Simona Martin,
Wendy Brookhart,
James Clevenger,
Brian Boder,
Anne Marie Muse,
Thomas Dugan,
Scott Nisbet,
Matthew Johnston,
Callie Whitmer,
William Anderson,
William Skelton,
Glenn Rainey,
Harold Cutting,
Calvin Curran,
Jason Hoffman,
Edward Wallace,
Mildred Mills,
Scott Martinell,
Clinton Smollis,
Murray Capron,
Noel Hall,
James Green,
Brian Schaefer,
Brock French,
Cynthia Swenson,
Diane Gabriel,
Eugene Houstons,
Douglas Dolvin,
Robert Jens,
Jennifer Reimer,
William Romer,
Jeffrey Harrison,
Keith Wittenhagen,
David Orsini,
Robert Williams,
Christopher Foster,
Kelly McNeil,
Russell Schulte,
Alan Wyman,
Paul Callaton,
Justin Murnion,
William McCoy,
Elizabeth Fuller,
Joseph Sundstrom,
Casca Okamoto,
Shelley Richardson,
Michael Northey,
Wesley Kimball,
Joseph Evans,
Lynn Lucas,
Devin Moe,
Matthew Clow,
Hunter Stratton,
Eric Herberg,
Elliot Rutledge,
Summer Prey,
Douglas Helms,
Stephen Babcock,
Michael Ginger,
Scott Parsons,
Trevor Stamen,
James Siren,
Ryan Glover,
Tori Borglum,
Vanessa Van Garderen,
Stephen Grave,
John Blakely,
David Deere,
Judith Maloney,
Andrea Kekich,
Christy Stewart,
Michael Murfitt,
Danae Henson,
Nicholas Clare,
Nancy C.,
Kevin C.,
Paul Silva,
Chad Engstrom,
Jonathan Witt,
Tyson Trebish,
Robert French,
Catherine Doney,
Kimberly Snow,
Michael Clark,
Jason Finn,
Justin Overcast,
Anthony Morales,
Ryan Maxey,
Jeffrey Golding,
Andrew Crankshaw,
Laura Sanford,
Carrie Cole Glazier,
Desiree Buck,
Nathan Cox,
Heath Fryer,
Daryl Hartman,
Linda Cosgrove,
Randall Williams,
James Edwin Penny,
Christopher Jorgensen,
Kevin Brown,
Maria Holland,
Zachary Mink,
Elena Thompson,
Tanner Momsen,
Eric Groff,
Gregory Emery,
Sean Branch,
James Wall,
Candace Kelly,
Dak Vilhauer,
Dylan Etchingham.
Kevin Mundy.
Andrew Evans.
Aliun Bai.
Carrie Brooke.
Christopher Call.
Tekla Lohoff.
Alastair Ramsdale.
Jeffrey Korba.
Tyrell Berg.
Joshua Miller.
Tyler Stetson.
William Andrews.
Nairi Hogan.
Dallas Smith.
Constance Stadahar.
Omkar Dixit.
Stephanie Toohey.
Harry Urian.
Kent Ronald Nelson.
Riley Sherwin Cole.
Kayla Rose Thompson.
Caleb Clay Acker.
Suzanne Marine Parker.
Justin Robb.
Molly Montalban.
Ethan Warner Strouser.
Harold Allen Vaughn.
Karsten Wayne Warvick.
Derek Ole Anderson.
Ye Jin Cho.
Jocelyn Lee Cook.
Virginia Louise Antonich.
Gretchen Jean Brown.
Colleen Ann Hazen.
Samuel Henderson Lombard.
Wade Eric Christensen.
David Arthur Crow.
Blake Reynolds.
Stanley Allen Stravinsky.
Frisco Yankolovich.
Carrie Gale Friedman.
Nicholas James Mose IV.
Aaron Jacob Plowman.
Connor Joseph Firstman.
Carolyn Grace Thompson.
Garnet Paul Ragone.
Trevor Frank Ball.
Joseph Morelli.
Derek Joseph Brown.
Olivia Grace Buchanan.
Lillian Nicole Dugan.
Jesse David White.
Peter James Morey.
Devin Sukala.
Alex George Williams.
Joseph O'Connell Cure.
Natalie Ann Dietrich.
Nathaniel Alexander Wright.
Timothy Joseph Rumsey.
Sage Rochelle Shunan.
Joshua James O'Neill.
Amanda Lynn Gaskell.
Benjamin Fern Tessenier.
Trenton Martin Johnson.
Inga Martin Perkins.
Kyle John Watson.
Rebecca Anastasia Pappas.
Jack Patrick Steele.
Jer Christian Stoner.
Paul Allen Cuthbertson.
James Sletton.
Justin Edward Mice.
Jeremy Weston Perry.
Cash Austin Taylor.
Alexa Jane Zintars.
Harish Theruvalian.
Matthew Peter Campbell.
Britton Allen Bonnell.
Yunki Yamakawa.
Matthew Alexander Shaw.
Zachary Stephen Peters.
Carolyn Mary Lupori.
Andrea Mercelli Bailey.
Catherine Jane Johnson.
Tatum Will Morrell.
Robert McAlvin Walker.
Nathan Edwin Scott.
Ben Thomas Nelson.
Ethan Ryan Bossert.
Nolan Carter Hilleman.
Jason Arnold.
John Thompson Miller.
Ryan O'Connell.
Craig Vincent Mueller.
Landon Andrew Hall.
Anthony Joseph A.J. Bromstadt,
Solomon Lee Willis,
John Finn McFadden,
Bonnie Jean Roberts,
Jose Angel Sanchez Ruiz,
Russell Ryan Herring,
Natalie Marie Mays,
Dylan Honnell.
As we come to a close, I want to extend a few final words of gratitude. First, and sincere thank you to President Cruzado for your support in helping make today's events possible. To the University Police for closing the road and ensuring the space around the memorial could remain peaceful and safe for this important gathering. To our Student Memorial Committee, Ann Shepard, James Tobin, Dean Matthew Kairos, Assistant Dean Aaron McDonald Peck, Denise Waters, Chris Pruden, Meredith Given, Matthew Gozo, Sophia Beechler, Taylor Crowley. Thank you for the time, energy, and heart you poured into making today happen. Your work has created something truly meaningful for our community. And most importantly, thank you to each and every one of you for being here today, especially for the family members who joined us. Your presence brings depth and love to this moment, and we are incredibly grateful to share this time with you. Following the ceremony, we invite you to join us for a reception. We will have light refreshments and bracelets that say, "Forever a Bobcat, forever remembered." We created this slogan to honor the lasting impact of fellow Bobcats and to keep their memory alive within our community. It serves as a reminder that once you are a part of the Bobcat community and family, you're always remembered and celebrated. Please grab as many as you would like. But before that begins, we would like to offer the families here a few quiet moments alone at the Student Memorial, a chance for private reflection and remembrance and connection. Thank you all for being a part of this day. Let us carry forward the memory of the students we've honored, not only in our hearts, but the way we live, learn, and support each other. At this time, I ask that the families stay behind. You will be receiving a flower to lay down at the Student Memorial if you do so, please. And I ask all community members to move back to the reception behind the duck pond. Thank you.